Hello, hello, hello. I'm Brianne Lapp. I'm so excited for tonight. If you guys are joining live, please say hi. Let us know where you're coming from. That's always fun. And yeah, I'm just really excited for tonight. We have Lemon Price. I'll introduce her in a minute, but we are Kingdom Alliance. For those of you that are new here, welcome. We're going to talk tonight. It's going to be such a good call. We're talking all about our financial blueprint here at Kingdom Alliance. And we're so glad you're here. So again, drop where you're coming from, say hello. And I'm just going to introduce Lemon here. She is going to have a great call for you tonight. This is Lemon Price, and she is an OG here. She has been here since the beginning. And that means she has pioneered, along with a lot of other amazing women, just what has transpired into Kingdom Alliance, Girl Power Alliance, Real Men Alliance, under the umbrella now of Kingdom Alliance. And I have had the honor and privilege of getting to know her as a personal mentor. And she has believed in me and she has helped me push past so many barriers in my own life, truly. And I'm just excited for you guys to hear from her tonight. So, Lemon, take it away, my friend.
Oh my gosh, Brianne, you are the sweetest, and I just love and adore you. And I am just so thankful that we are here. You guys are watching in the Facebook group. Say hi. You guys can also hop on Zoom with us too. That's like a fun thing that you can do. But I'm going to talk all about Kingdom Alliance, which is a place that I've kind of become a little bit obsessed with. And I hope you guys are okay with that. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. That would bring me joy if you can see my screen. I, like, have high hopes that tech is working. Brienne will tell me if it's not. So we love Brienne for that. So welcome to your Kingdom Alliance. I love our tagline at the bottom: change yourself, change the world. I would love to see you guys drop that in the comments actually, because it is something we are deeply passionate about here. And I truly mean that. And Brienne just said that she has pushed through some of her own limitations and beliefs that she's had, some barriers that she's had. I know I've done the same. You'll hear some of my story. You'll hear my husband's, or you'll hear a lot of stories in here about how just changing yourself makes a huge impact. And honestly, I'm like so upset. I was telling Brian about this last night. I went to a local community meeting, and that was really part of their mission too. It's an international organization that has local in person chapters, and all they want to do is develop women as leaders. And they want to encourage you to go out and make these really intentional impact in the community. And so I'm like, wow, I love this. Only we get to do it with Jesus at the forefront. So I'm kind of obsessed with it. So I'm going to tell you a little background here on Kingdom Alliance. So, welcome to my two of my favorite people. This is Michelle and Bobby Schaefer. I love them so much. They have become seriously some of my closest friends. Like, I don't know what I would do without them together. And I'm so glad Bobby's not here to see this, because if he were, he's going to smack me when I tell you when I say this. Bobby has been in network marketing for longer than I've been alive. Michelle has been in this for over like 2 decades now. Combined, they have 55 years of experience. They've built multiple seven figures. And in 2019, this is kind of crazy. But in 2019, God told Michelle to walk away from multiple seven figures. Could you do that? Like, drop that in the chat. Like, if God was like, "Hey, I need you to walk away from multiple seven figures," could you do it? Could you leave that sort of income behind? I feel like I would have a hard time doing it. I'm gonna be like super, super honest. I think I would struggle to leave behind multiple seven figures. And she did to start what was Girl Power Alliance in the beginning. Girl Power Alliance, the vision actually was to start this to be kind of like If Gathering. If you guys know anything about If Gathering, they have local chapters and you're doing all of these local events and all these kind of things. That was what Michelle originally wanted. And then COVID happened, ruined all things in person for a long time. And so we took it digital. And then in 2022, somebody came to Michelle and said, "Hey, I really love this so much. I'm going to share it with my friends and everything anyway, because I'm really obsessed with it." Yeah, Sadie, I agree. Michelle is so brave. So somebody came to her and said, "Hey, I'm going to share this anyway. Could I actually get paid to share it?" And she was like, "Well, we could do it." And so in 2022, we added an income piece. So you can share this and make a full-time income if that is your desire. And then in January of this year, we opened it up to men, which is amazing. My husband is in it. He is taking his second round of Radiant Leadership Academy. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it has been so impactful and so transformational for him to be able to I'll get emotional if I talk about his story a little bit. So maybe I'll talk about it later. So who are we here? We are on mission for the commission. So do you guys know what the Great Commission is? It's actually there's like a shocking statistic that most Christians actually don't know what the Great Commission is, which is wild to think about. No shame if you don't know what the Great Commission is. But we are really here to go out and disciple others. We are here to build leaders who build other leaders who build more leaders. I don't know about you, but I'm like so proud of what we're doing here. Kind of obsessed with what we do here. We are really doing discipleship. There's actually a course in here, Mama's on the Word, on discipleship. So I just want to encourage you to go check that out. It's a thing that we have here. And so I want to say that discipleship is not actually leadership, right? Leadership is a part of it, but with discipleship, you have to do the walking and the talking and the living and the breathing example of the things that you are teaching. And so part of what we do here is we're teaching some of these classes. Sadie said her husband loves Reading Leadership Academy too. It is kind of amazing because when you're teaching these things and when you're pouring out to people that you're mentoring, you have to ask yourself, like, do I believe the things that I'm saying? And it's funny because I think sometimes when we're the ones doing the discipling, you're convicted on areas of your life that you can improve more so than the ones who are being discipled. And so because we just have this access to the Holy Spirit, like we get to do real change here, like real life altering change. And so I think it's kind of incredible. And I want to share just like a quick, like 30-second video of some of the women here who have had like major breakthrough being in this community and the impact it's had on them.
Wow. I feel like it has been such a transformative journey. It's hard to know where to start. The most rewarding thing for me is getting to hear the breakthroughs and the transformation that the women that I've had an opportunity to lead and impact and who've come and said yes. And then all of a sudden, you have more people who show up healed and are healing others because of the way that they show up.
For me, it's been totally transformational.
There's just so many pockets of moments where you're connecting with a sister in the Lord, or you're praying with someone, or all of a sudden you're attending a baptism on a rooftop of a pool.
It's changed my whole life. It changed everything about limits that you put on this kind of a business, a virtual business. It's just blown the roofs off the building.
If somebody believes in you and is there to equip you and develop what's already in you, it's absolutely amazing to see what God does with that.
I just love each of these women. I know each of those women in that video personally, and the growth that I've seen in each of them is astounding. And so, what's really cool is that we've been doing this for a long time, and we actually have a proven blueprint, right? That brings real transformation, that brings real change, real leadership. And I'm kind of excited about it because where else can you say, like, this is proven, it works? So, our very first piece here is community. Now, how often have you heard everybody's welcome here, but as long as you adapt and assimilate to the culture and who we want you to be, and you have to do all of these things in order to be accepted. I know for sure I've been in community like that where you are welcome here as long as you fit this mold, as long as you abide by the way we want you to do that. It's not the way here. You literally get to come as you are. I remember the very first call. Listen, I'm going to tell you, this is embarrassing. The very first call I did for Girl Power Alliance, before the men were here, Michelle Schaefer asked me to open a call for her. Y'all, I was on vacation, so I didn't have anything with me. I didn't have my laptop. I didn't have anything with me. I was ill prepared for this call. And I showed up with my hair wet. I showed up with my hair like no makeup. I was sunburned. I looked like a hot mess express on my phone. And she was so welcoming. She was so kind. All I got was love. They're like, this community is incredible. Jenny, I'm sure Jenny's on here. Jenny could tell you just some of the things that she's experienced. Jenny, I would actually love if you would type in the chat because I remember the first time you took RLA. I remember the first time you took Radiant Leadership Academy and the thoughts and feelings that you had. So, Jenny, I'm kind of going to like force you to type that out if you can, and I'll share it in a nanosecond because Jenny's story is, I just love Jenny's story. And so you really do have a seat at the table, right? You really are truly loved here. And I 1000% mean that. This community, Michelle, Molly, they have, oh my gosh, they have texted me I remember when I was flying out for our annual conference, Molly texted me at 1:30 in the morning because she knew that my flight was leaving at 4:30 in the morning my time, 1:30 in the morning hers. And she rolled over. Her husband joked about it. He was like, "My wife was up texting somebody at 1:30 in the morning." I was like, "It was me." Just to tell me like, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. I know you have a flight soon. Just know, like, I'm praying for you and I'll see you in a few hours." That's the kind of community we have here. Like, you truly are loved and there is no competition in the kingdom. We are here to love and support each other. And so next, after you like get into the community and you're truly loved and accepted, then we equip you. And so we have mentoring calls. There are so many mentoring calls. There's leadership development. You get to uplevel your skill set, your communication. You get to grow in knowledge and wisdom. You get to grow in your confidence. You get to be a different person. I'm going to pick on Jenny again because Jenny here last October became a certified speaker. And the confidence that Jenny had when she stepped on that stage is not the same Jenny I met in 2022. They are completely different women. And it's because she's grown in her skill set. And now she is out running a podcast. She's doing all kinds of things because of the confidence that she has here. So, and you guys, I obviously just really love Jenny and the progress I've seen in Jenny. And so once you've been equipped, once you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. Oh, poor Jenny. She's on the phone trying to figure it out. Jenny, is it okay if I share your story then since you're like, you type it out. Yes. Okay. Jenny, I will never forget first Rating Leadership Academy. And this goes back to this community. Jenny said to, I think it was Molly and Michelle, she didn't feel like she belonged here because she's a dairy farmer's wife. And she was like, I'm not glamorous and all of these things that she saw. Some, Michelle definitely is coming in heels everywhere she goes. And she's like, I don't belong here. And we were like that. She was going to drop out of Radiant Leadership Academy. And now I'm pretty sure, Jenny, you've taken it like 6+ times, haven't you? Like she's taken it so many times. She's had so much growth. Clearly, she knows she's belonging. And she's had more success here than I think anywhere else she's ever had. So you can correct me if I got any of that wrong, Jenny friend. And so once you've been equipped, once you have a community who's going to be behind you, they're going to support you, they're going to love on you, we're going to equip you, we're going to give you new skills. And now we want you to get involved, right? Have real connections. Lynn's on the call. Lynn, I love Lynn. I have a video on my phone from Lynn. I knew Lynn just a little bit. Lynn came up to me at our annual conference in October, grabbed Molly and was like, record this. And I know, oh, yeah, Tanya said having Jenny in the room makes me feel like maybe I might belong too. That is, stop it, I'm going to cry. That is the sweetest thing. Um, Lynn is on the call and Lynn grabbed me and she was like, hey, I have a word from you from the Lord. And she had written all these things down. And it was such a beautiful and intense connection. And that's how you get here. You get real connection. You get people who are edifying each other. You get people who are holding you accountable, who know the goals that you have for one another because we are really raw and honest in this community. And so we're going to hold you accountable to the things you want. We are going to speak life over you. As I just said, that's what Lynn did for me. We are praying with and for one another. We are so authentic and transparent. I wish some of the guys were on this call and they could tell you about what is happening in their leadership academy, because the raw, real transparency, the authenticity the men are having is something I've never seen or heard in my entire life. There's just something different happening here. And so once now you've got all these people, you've been equipped, you're involved, we want to empower you to be bold. Be bold in who God's called you to be. I want you to take new steps. I want you to forgive people who have hurt you. I want to encourage you to turn your dreamer back on. What is something you would do if you knew like God was behind you 100%? If you up-leveled your skills, like what would you do? How are you going to lead? How are you going to step out confidently and boldly as the woman that God created you to be? And then we want to encourage you to invite other people to do this with you. Who do you know who needs to do this with you? Because let's be honest, things are way more fun when you have a friend doing it with you. Brienne introduced me. Brienne has become, I feel like, one of my closest friends. Doing this with her is so encouraging and so empowering, and it's exciting to be here with women like this. And so I'm going to play you like another quick little video talking about just what is happening here. And you'll hear from kind of some of the men too, which I'm excited about.
So what this has done, not just for me, but for Tim as well, it's allowed him to start dreaming.
The Real Men Alliance. Just the title alone.
I've seen growth in myself, both personally and professionally.
It shows us that we're becoming a threat to Satan, right? By growing and becoming the men and women that God are calling us to be.
In this pruning process that I've been in, God has used Girl Power Alliance mightily.
Transformation. And not just like shallow transformation. I mean,
He gets to be fully present. We're both fully present with our kids. And we get to buy our dream homestead this year.
I was blown away by how amazing this opportunity was. This has been the first time that I have experienced success in a business that I was a part of.
I am obsessed, just obsessed with some of these stories. And you got to hear from some of the men. I can't wait for them to finish this round of Radiant Leadership Academy, because the transformation and the things that Sadie's on here, I know her husband's taking it. The things that are coming out of just the men and what's happening. I remember I text Michelle, and I'm going to talk about our mission here in a second, but I text Michelle like the first or second night, and I was reading Colossians 3 or 4. Y'all can correct me. It was in part of Radiant Leadership Academy because I'm also taking it again for the 11th time. And it was about how your real life is in Christ. How when you are walking in real purpose and real alignment with Him, then you get to share in the glory that He has and the work that He is doing. And I could hear the men's RLA class happening from the other room, Glenn's in it. And I said, this, I think, is your real life. I said, this is where you're making the most impact. This is where, like, when these men really know who they are in Christ and they are doing things for the Lord, like, that's the real transformation. And that's what our mission is here. It is to ignite a movement of impact and freedom through mentorship and the development of leaders across the globe. And it starts with you. Remember, we said, change yourself, change the world. Like, just imagine what is possible when you change yourself. And so I want to share our mission with you here a little bit. So we want to have more transformed lives. I am seeing it. My 12-year-old, he logs into the men's class because he said to me, this is so, I will try not to get emotional, but he said to me, he said, Mom, I'm going into middle school, and I think it's important that I be around more good, godly men, men who just love the Lord. And that's what they're doing full time with their life, is they're serving Him. I want to be around more of that and less of what I see in school. And I'm like, that's kingdom, right? That's kingdom. So we want more transformed lives. We want more stewardship. I want more hope. I can think of, I was on a call today with Jenny, and Jenny said for the first time, and I can't talk about what we're doing, but Jenny said for the first time she felt like she had hope. There was a spark of hope that was in her because of what is happening here. And so we want more of that. Michelle Tasco called Jenny today a torchbearer. That the spark of hope that she has is going to go light the way for other people, and she's going to be able to share that light with other people. That's what we want here. We want you to be able to contribute more. We want more grace in the world. We want more impact in the world. more love, and just more Jesus. And we want to create more debt-free and financially free Christian families around the world. Because what happens? What if you didn't have to pay your mortgage every month or your credit card bills every month? Like, what if you didn't have those? What would you do with it? What would you do with that income? I know there's so many organizations that are near and dear to my heart. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to be debt free. And Glenn and I are on our way to being there. And I'm like, when we get there, oh my gosh, the charities, the way that we're going to be able to support other people, like, I can't wait. I cannot wait for what we're going to do. And so, how do we do all of it? We have some snazzy tools for mentorship for you. So, we have certifications that you can do. We have live mentorship calls. Like I said, personal and professional leadership development. So right now, this is wild. There are over 350 on-demand trainings. You could get in right now. You could log into your member and you could go start taking classes like right this nanosecond. There's done for you marketing tools. There are 3 done for you sales funnels, which is insane. My background's in marketing. I used to charge people $5,000+ to do one sales funnel for them. So the fact that you get 3 is kind of crazy. There is 5+ live monthly calls. You have a leadership mastermind call. There's a weekly prayer call. You have marketing resources. There's a supportive community. Like, there is so much in here. It is not even funny what we have. So let's talk about some of these mentorship programs. So our VIP membership, hands down, the most popular membership that we have. So in there, you have access to the Radiant Leadership Academy, which I talked about a little bit about this 16-week biblical leadership program. If you have ever taken Radiant Leadership Academy, just drop um, like one word as to what Radiant Leadership Academy has done, how it's transformed you, any of those things. Just drop like one. I'm going to give it like, oh, Jenny said it's been impactful. Yeah, Jenny, you're not even the same person. I hope you reintroduced yourself to Dennis because you're not even the same person anymore. Yeah. Oh, Sadie said best mentorship out there. Lynn said it's freeing. I can tell you because, oh, enlarging, Tanya. Oh, I love that. That's a good word. It just opens you up to so much. I remember when Sharon said it's freeing. I remember the first time I saw people talking about this, there was women crying all over the internet, and I literally thought they were cuckoo bananas. That's what my youngest says. It's like one of his favorite word. I was like, "You people are nuts. Why are you crying on social media about this?" And so I took it and I was like, "Okay, this is good. This is good. I can see how it's impactful. Like, I'm in it to win it with you." And then I was like, "I'm gonna take it again because I think I want to teach it. I'm seeing the impact it's having. I'm not like I was not a crying person before. I'm like, so maybe it's just like a me problem." The second time I took it, the very first week, Michelle Schaefer was teaching it. I remember I've already taken it once. And for whatever reason, that time it hit me like I felt like God, oh, Jenny, thank you. I felt like God took a 2x4 and smacked me upside the head. I called Michelle a couple days later as it took me a few days to really process. And I called Michelle and we just sobbed on the phone for about a solid half an hour. And I felt like all of this trauma and shame and guilt and all these things that I had been carrying for 3 decades, I didn't have to carry anymore. And I can talk about them without having a nervous breakdown. I can talk about them without being emotional. Then it also unlocked this ability to feel in a way that I've never felt before, which is incredible. And now we have tissues here at Girl Power Alliance because I cry so much. So you're welcome to everybody who has Girl Power Alliance tissues. We also have reading leadership coaching. So you can coach this. I am actually the first person outside of Michelle Schaefer to teach this program. I remember she came to the very first class because I was the very first person outside of her to teach this. And she said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I can't believe how much better it is to teach it. I can't believe you've been holding on to this for so long. And like now we get to experience it. It is so much better to teach it." Yeah, Norma, you're going to have to get here, girl. You are going to love it. And then the Kingdom Speaker Academy. So we have Jenny's a certified speaker. I'm a certified speaker. We were in the pilot program of certified speakers, and they're actually in LA right now getting ready for a Kim 10 event, the next round of speakers. I'm so excited. They're speaking on stage with people like Tim Story and Todd Falcone. And oh my gosh, the amount of it is recorded. Thank you, friend. Um, there's just incredible speakers. There are just so many things happening here. And it's all people just, yeah, Shay Bynes is out there. I love Shay. I met her last year. She's amazing. Love her. One of the sweetest women I know. And it's just incredible, like what is happening here. And so, like I said, you get those 350 on demand trainings, the 10 for you marketing, lead gen funnels, live monthly calls, weekly prayer calls. Like we have a lunch and learn. Like there is so much here for you to get plugged into. So I'm actually going to share another little video talking about just what is happening here in this community.
People are they're parched, they're starving, they're dry, they want hope. We're bringing hope for a better world, hope for a better life, hope for better relationships, and hope for more income.
Through our unique platform, you can take part in an industry that is producing $1 billion a day. That's the digital creator economy.
You come in for one thing and you leave completely transformed. It's unbelievable. I've never seen transformations like this in any environment, in network marketing, personal development, in the church. I've never seen God get a hold of people and help them to see their true identity and begin to walk it out the way that it's happening here.
I don't believe that we were supposed to work 40 hours a week for 40 years of our lives away from the people that we love and that we work so hard to provide for. We will help you build a wall of financial security around your family that cannot be taken down.
Inside this community, we believe with all of our hearts that when you change yourself, you change the world.
Change yourself, change the world.
Change yourself, change the world, change yourself, change the world.
Change yourself, change the world. There's no competition in the kingdom.
So I want to invite you. I want to invite you to join us, to come hang out with us. So connect with the person who invited you, or you can drop guests below. You can send an email to support@Girl Power Alliance, and somebody will get you hooked up. So normally on Fridays, we have a call with our founder, but she is away right now because of the amazing certification that is happening. So I want to invite you to, like I said, drop a comment, get in touch with the person who invited you, and we cannot wait to welcome you to this community. So I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.